Okay. I hope my screen is also visible. I am also audible to you. If any problem is there, let me know. Okay. So this is the last part of unit number 2. Actually, we have discussed in previous lecture merger concept, right? And some of the MCQs for ISC purpose. And from this unit, only one bit is remained. And a very important bit is there that we have to discuss, that is a sage, last bit of unit number 2, as well as one more content beyond we are going to discuss. Okay, so that is reverse engineering and import substitution. So this discussion will be there today. So very interesting concept is there. Try to listen carefully. So let us start with special economic zone. This is a today's important bit. So this is a very well-known word like SAGE Prakalpala, right? So this is a well-known term, but many people don't know what is the meaning of SAGE. SAGE is nothing but special economic zone. So name itself is telling something special is there. And what is the special there? Actually, business policies and trade policies, laws are different from the rest of the country. So in this special economic zone, there is a something special related to trade policy, business laws, and trade laws. Getting? So now what is different that we have to discuss. So like in MIDC area in Maharashtra, we call it as, right, Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation. So whatever laws are there, so definitely these laws are not like SAGE. Something different is there. So I'm not going to discuss the MIDC rule, but I'm going to discuss here in this bit SAGE. Obviously, in a third chapter, we are going to discuss related to this MIDC. Okay. So this SAGE is basically for encouraging the business to set up in this particular zone. And what encouragement is there in this particular? So let me admit the people. So still, so from tomorrow onwards, I expect we should be on time, right? Okay, so now what is the something special there? Obviously, like a taxation benefit, then trading facility, right? Then you can say like custom and labor regulations, right? So these are the different things in this particular SAGE. Getting? Now, why this SAGE is there? There are specific aim. So basically here one more thing is that to produce the product in a or at lower price, to produce product at the lower price and become a globally competitive. So this is a basic aim also of this particular SAGE. Now you will say how a product will be produced at low price. Actually, there are concessions. If there is no tax, there is no any custom duty, right? So definitely product cost will reduce. So this is also a basic aim. And now why to reduce the product cost? Actually, this product is expected to send in other country. It should be exported. So this is the government's aim. That's why government has introduced this particular SAGE. Now let us discuss one by one what are the aims of SAGE. First aim of the SAGE is increase the trade balance. So if you see in a specific zone only, there is a good kind of trading and business are happening. So government has introduced certain zones, right? Especially in metro cities also these zones are introduced, like in Pune, maybe in Mumbai, right? In Maharashtra, at 2-3 places, these SAGE areas are there. Another thing is that to create the employment. Actually, through SAGE, another hidden agenda is there, like people from other countries should invest in our country. Then how it's expected like people should invest here? If we will provide the facility to all the investors what they expect, then definitely all foreign investors will come here. And when it is possible in this particular special economic zone, if that facilities are, then definitely this people will be attracted and they will invest in our country, and definitely employment will get generated. Getting, and through this says there is another hidden agenda or hidden aim, like there should be a increased investment. Foreign people should invest. That is the purpose. And when people will get invest in our country, they expect like something special, right? If other country person is investing, means that person is expecting something special. He expect like I should get all the facilities. Something, some labor laws should be different. If somebody will make strike, then what will happen? I am not able to control because I am from other country. I don't have this political contact to handle issues and all this. That's why government has made some all the things different. Okay, and they are trying to attract the foreign investors, and our people should get the job. Our small scale industry should get increased. That is the aim, right? So job increase, creation, and all these are the basic purpose of this SAGE. Then now let us discuss some history of SAGE. I have told like SAGE is forward to create the employment, to attract the foreign investors, right? So now let us see what is the history of this particular SAGE. Actually, SAGE came in existence around recently in 2000, April 2000. This policy is announced, but at the beginning, in 1990, there was also similar policy to attract the people, but it did not work actually, and there was no impact on growth of Indian economy. So therefore, in recently in 2000, around 20 years back, 21 years back, government has announced this. And after this announcement of policy, world-class infrastructure development started happening. So you can see like in Mumbai, Thane, even in Magarpata city, especially near to Pune, Hadapsar. So this is also SAGE, right? So if you see the facility, let it be IT park, but if you see the facility, what foreign investors are expecting, that world-class facility generated. So due to this policy, and the SAGE Act 2005 and SAGE rule become effective on, and I think on 10th February 2006. You may say like, sir, why this much time after this 2006 years, why it is required? Actually, land acquisition and all issues were there, and due to this, actually this act required time. So if anything new is coming, people not accept immediately, and that we know, right? So therefore, it took 6 years to materialize it and to make it effective. So this is about small history of this SAGE. Now let us see why SAGE is required. Need for SAGE. The prime objective was to enhance the foreign investment. Actually, if you see the concept of SAGE, why this special economic zone? Because we have to invite the special people, obviously foreign investors, right? Obviously our Indian people are also investing, but if you call people from other country, or if you attract the foreign investors, definitely country is getting benefited. Obviously foreign currency will be there. This foreign investors, obviously they are having large scale industries. Our small scale industry people are getting benefited, right? So this is a prime objective, that foreign investment should happen. So that's why this is a need of SAGE. Then to provide an internationally competitive and hassle-free environment for export. Actually, whatever foreign investors are investing here, it is not like that they are producing product for our country only. They are exporting to other countries also, right? So exporting the product and importing the raw material. So there is a huge problem, like custom duties are there, right? Import export laws are there. So through SAGE, these rules and acts are made little soft for these people, right? Those who are working in a SAGE area, right? So the idea was to promote the export from other country, right? To other country, export to other country, and our domestic entrepreneur, manufacturer, those who are having tiny industries or small scale industry, they should become a globally competitive because they are supporting to foreign people, foreign products, right? And ultimately, the SAGE plays the role in a rapid development of the our country, obviously in the terms of money, in terms of economy. So therefore, SAGE is required. Now, what are the objectives? First objective is to develop or development of the infrastructure facility. SAGE has certain objective to develop infrastructure facility. Means you need towers. If you see the IT park or all these, so what they expect? They expect like there should be a good kind of infrastructure. There should be a good tower facility, electricity, right, road facility, drainage, and all this. Then generation of additional economic activity. So this is also one of the objective of SAGE. Then promotion of export of the goods and services. Actually, if you export the product, then we are getting more amount. If you see, if you export any product, if you say sell in a domestic market, then returns are comparatively less. If you export any product, then definitely country is also getting good money, and even that producer is also getting good money. This is also objective of SAGE. Then promotion of investment from domestic and foreign resources. So investment means if they invest, then definitely employment generation is the hidden agenda. This is also one of the objective of SAGE, right? So this is about the objective of SAGE. Then let me tell the advantages. So if you become a entrepreneur and if you want to start your organization in SAGE, then you will say like what benefits are there. Even you also can start your organization in SAGE, or foreign entrepreneurs also can start the this organization in SAGE area. Both this is allowed. It is not like that only foreign people will come and they will start producing the product. It's not like that. Getting? So let us start first advantage. First advantage is that 15 years corporate tax holiday on export profit. 15 वर्षापर्यंत टॅक्स हॉलिडे म्हणजे काय? टॅक्स नाहीये. So they also kept certain condition like 100% for initial 5 years. 5 years, those who are having organization, they are not having any kind of the tax. So it is very a big thing, right? That way. Getting 100%, there is no any kind of initial 5 years, there is no tax. Next 5 year, 50% tax. Getting? And up to 50% for the balance 5 year depend on the investment. How much they invest, how much they enhance their organization depends on that. Again, 50% is this concession is there, or a tax holiday is there. So definitely to start the organization in SAGE zone is definitely beneficial. You can't believe like first 5 years there is no tax. Next 5 years 50%, and again next 5 year depends on investment, how much you are investing in the organization and how you are enhancing your organization depends on that. Again 50% concession. So that way it is a very big thing. And you know, most of the time why product cost is more, because government is charging the GST on that. Now today today's term we will call it as a GST. But if there is no any GST people has to pay, then definitely cost of product will be very less. And ultimately, who is going to benefit? Obviously, customer will attract to your product, and definitely, ultimately, you are getting benefited. Those who are producer. Getting? Then another advantage is that no license required for import made under the SAGE unit. Do you know for importing also license are required? But if you are in a SAGE, then there is no need of license related to import. You can import individually. Getting? And exemption from the custom duty on import of the capital good, raw material, consumables, and spare parts like that. Do you know custom duty? Especially if you import any product, then we have to pay custom, right? काय म्हणतो आपण त्याला? सीमा शुल्क, something Marathi word is there, right? I am not wrong then. I think it is correct, right? Sima Shulk. custom duty. So if you are importing any product in the country, then you people have to pay money for it, right? And in terms of a tax, and that is a custom duty, and that amount is very huge that way. Do you know, for imported product, why cost is more? Because custom duty is there, right? And due to custom duty, that product cost is more. But here, if your organization is in, it says there is no custom duty exemption. No custom duty term will not be good. I will take this word back. But exemption, right, up to certain extent. So depends on which kind of product, which kind of raw material, which type of consumable is there, right? So depends on product also, that exemptions are there. Not 100% always, but they are giving exemption in a custom duty. So it is better to start organization in a SAGE. The next advantage of SAGE is that exemption from the payment, exemption from the payment of central sales tax. There is also another tax like central sales tax. So now today we can call it as a central GST. 99%, if 18% GST is there, 9% goes to central government, 8% goes, 9% goes to state government, right? So related to central sales tax, there again exemptions are there. Then no strikes is allowed in the SAGE zone, and even if it is allowed, those who are doing strike, they have to take permission, prior permission also, or prior notice. 6 weeks prior permission or prior notice should be there, so that says people will be make another arrangement. That was the purpose. So do you know, this is a very important thing for the entrepreneur, especially if suddenly somebody will go on strike who is having loss, obviously that's small scale entrepreneur, right? And that's why foreign investors are operating in India. If strike will happen, then how I will collect the labor and how I will run my organization, and people afraid to invest, right? So in our democracy, this is a common thing, right? And we have right of it, right? If something happened wrong, then people do it. That is another part. But here people can make the strike, but how many weeks prior notice should be given? 6 weeks notice should be prior notice should be given, so that you will be allowed to make the strike. Getting? So this is not a, this is a special policy. Government is prepared for SAGE zone only, right? So in other places, 1 week or 1 day, 2 day, this notice is allowed, right? So this is one thing. And for entrepreneur like you, this is one of the benefit, because you will be not having any kind of loss if you start your organization in SAGE, because employee will not make this first thing strike, or they, if there is a 6 week prior notice, you will make alternative arrangement. Getting? So this is the labor law, especially something different for the SAGE zone. Then another thing is that abundant supply of the technical skilled as well as the semi-skilled manpower. So do you know, SAGE zones, if you observe, it is not in a rural area mostly. If you see, it is around the metro cities and larger cities. So therefore, from that cities, technical skilled labor, right? So manpower is getting. Then another one is that well connected with network of public transport, local railway and cabs. So if you see the SAGE, any let us take example of Magarapata city, right? This is also, I think, in a SAGE, especially it is IT park. But if you see, all facilities are there. Maybe public transport is there, local railway is there, cabs are there, right? So foreign investor also expect all facilities, even employ those who want to work, they're also expecting all facilities, right? So all facilities are there in SAGE. So this is advantage if you start your organization in a SAGE zone. Then simplification of procedure and self-certification in the Labor Act. So labor acts are not much stringent there, and there most of the things are very simple. right? So it is better to start organization in a SAGE. Then full authority to provide service such as water, electricity, security, restaurant, or any other facility, any required facility in the zone purely on commercial basis. You can start any facility. Suppose there is no electricity, you can generate your own if area permits, right? So area also depends, right? So if you need filtered water, so you can have your own plant, right? Or you need distilled water, you can have your own plant. So it is allowed, but even you can give on this commercial basis. You can have a business of it also. Then pollution free environment with proper drainage and sewage system. So this is everywhere, but pollution free environment is one of the important thing, where all drainage facilities are there, sewage system is there. So in most of the chemical industry this issue is very dangerous. So but if you have organization in a SAGE, then you can take benefit of it. Now what is the disadvantage? I was talking about only benefits and advantages. Now what is the benefit of it? Disadvantage of it. First disadvantage is loss of revenue to government. Government is sacrificing here. Do you know in which term? Can somebody tell me? Loss of revenue to the government. The government is getting very less revenue if organizations are there in a SAGE, but government is having another alternate aim, or they have another purpose behind it. What is the purpose? To attract the foreign investors, to produce product in a less cost, and so that it will be competitive, we can export also. So this is a hidden, this is another part. But here I'm asking the question, loss of revenue to government, how? This is a disadvantage that way, right? So government is getting less tax, means what? Development of country will slow down, right? If less tax, government is making development based on tax only, right? They are collecting tax and they are investing again, reinvesting whatever collected money, they are investing and they are doing development. So this is a disadvantage, but I am asking how? Loss of revenue to the government. Who can answer? You can put in chat box. If you raise hand, I can unmute also. Have you understood my question? I was asking, there is one disadvantage, that there is a loss of revenue to the government due to SAGE. How? Any guess? Anyone is putting in chat box? Yes, anyone? Nobody? If you have discussed, listen carefully, like what are the advantages, then definitely you would have answered. But I think you have not understood the benefits of SAGE. Those, actually, this is a general knowledge topic which we are discussing, right? Okay, I will explain. So loss of revenue to the government means what? Government is getting less money. How? Because government is giving concession. If there is no custom duty, means government is not getting anything based on that particular product. Getting no sales tax, no custom duty, right? Or any other taxes they are not at the beginning, but later after 15 years definitely they will ask for that money, for that tax. But up to 15 year government is not getting money. Can you hear me now? Aptap, sir, somebody please respond. I don't know from which point you missed out. Box from which point I am not. Okay. Put in chat box so that we'll continue from that point. But as per my knowledge, says, right? Last part of the says we have discussed. Whether you have listened all this says point, this disadvantage, whether we discussed and you listened carefully. Whether this part was audible to you. Disadvantages of says. Aptap, Omkar, somebody can respond. Whether we discuss, you listened this. Okay, so disadvantages we need to repeat. Okay, so this is a very small bit that way, but very significant bit. I will repeat. So friends, this loss of revenue to government. So I was asking one question like how government is losing their revenue. So I asked a question and I again answered regarding this. There is a custom exemption, custom duty exemption, right? आपण सीमा शुल्क म्हणतो, कस्टम ड्युटी म्हणजे सीमा शुल्क ज्यावेळेस आपण इम्पोर्ट करतो एखादा प्रोडक्ट राईट आपल्या कंट्रीमध्ये. So you need to pay custom duty, but if your organization is there in a SAYS, then there is no custom duty or there is a certain extent exemption. So if there is exemption in tax, then definitely government is not getting revenue, and there is a loss of revenue to the government. This is the one thing that we have discussed. Then land grabbing. So most of the time our farmers are very redundant and they are true, like their land is going to grabbed by somebody. Obviously they are says if land is grabbed, then how they will continue their life. Yes, you will give a certain amount of money one time, from says that money will go to that farmer, but how that person to 6 years required to make it in existence. Why? Because due to this reason only, because land of farmers are getting grabbed by says and they are worrying like how will, right? So this is the regional disparity. So in a specific zone, specific area, this says is there, zone is developed. Now our zone is not developed, like that problems are there. Then if you see the is also comes under the says, right? IT park. So if you see the land, it is thousands of acre and natural land. This is a disadvantage. Our farmers also producing the product, right? त्यांचं कोणाचं गुऱ्हाळ असेल, कोणाची नर्सरी असेल, राईट, कोणाची फळबाग असेल. So our farmers land is getting grabbed and we are losing the land, right? आपण म्हणतो काहीतरी प्रोडक्ट बनवेल, इंडस्ट्री येईल, तिथं प्रोडक्ट डेव्हलप होतील, मग आपले फार्मर करत नव्हते का प्रोडक्ट, हाही जरा दुसरा एक विचार मनामध्ये येतो, राईट? So we are losing the agricultural land, that is true. Then compensatory issues. Compensatory issues, how money should be, how that money land should be compensated in terms of money, in terms of job, in terms of another land, right? So this is a very quite difficult issue, and these are the disadvantage. लोकांच्या जमिनी घेऊन त्यांचे जमिनीवरचं उत्पन्न बंद करून दुसरे लोक आणायचे आणि त्यांच्याकडून उत्पन्न चालू करून घ्यायचं. Obviously products are different, but again there are two opinions in this, so we are not interested in this of people opinion, but we have to understand most of the agricultural lands are getting this, but people have to find out the way in between. The next one is that we have seen types of sales: sectors specific sales, multi-product sales, and sales in port or airport. If there is a only IT park, for example, we'll take. If IT park is there, so that comes under the sector specific zone sales. If chemical industry, specific sales. Multi-product, then means variety of products are, that type is called as a multi-product sales. आणि विमानतळाच्या कडेने आणि जो sales असतो, so specially it is known as a sales in a port or airport. Okay, so these three types are there. So what we have discussed related to sales. So special economic zones concept, that is sales concept, its aim, its history, economic effective, then why need is why there is sales. Then we have seen why, how many advantages will be there if you have sales, then how many advantages we will get. Disadvantage of sales also, people are suffering, especially farmers. And then types of sales we have discussed. So up to this we have made discussion. Anything really any doubt related? If no, I have another very interesting bit to discuss, that is a reverse engineering and import substitution. So now this reverse engineering concept everybody is knowing. Actually this is a content behind, but this is one of the option you can think to produce your ideas, right? Reverse engineering. Actually reverse engineering, import substitution, both terms are different, but I have combined here. There is a specific reason. At the end of it you will understand. Reverse engineering concept everybody knows, right? So what is the reverse engineering? It is the process of redesigning an existing product to improve its function and add the quality, right? So whatever existing product is there, you have to make something redesign, you have to improve its function, right? And why people are preferring reverse engineering? To update the absolute material, absolute product, absolute method, right, with less expensive technology. Today there are very nice technologies available. If you see, suppose 20 years back, 30 years back, certain products are developed, and obviously at that time people spend too much amount to produce that product. But nowadays there are very interesting technologies, very nice technology, low cost technology available to produce nice product, right, and to reduce the production cost. बरेच प्रोडक्ट असे बंद पडलेले असतात, त्याच्या किमती, प्रोडक्शनची किंमत खूप आहे म्हणून, but product is significant. So what we can do, we can go for reverse engineering, we can redesign it, and we can improve its functionality, and we can again sell in market. It is possible, getting. And most of the time people made patent addition in that, improvement in that, and we can go for the reverse engineering. It is possible, right? Quite possible, and with low cost it is possible. That you have to understand. So I hope you understood the concept. Understand carefully. So import substitution, actually it is a restricting import that makes competition with domestic product. It is a trade policy basically promote the growth. It's competition with the domestic product. जे प्रोडक्ट आपल्या इथं कॉम्पिटिशन करतात, स्पेशली इम्पोर्ट केलेले प्रोडक्ट, those who are making competition here, especially in medical field. You know, our medical products are not getting every product, importing every product from other countries, Germany, Japan, like that. Getting substitute the externally produced good with locally produced good. What is this policy? What is this policy's approach? It substitute externally produced good with locally produced good. म्हणजे आपण जे प्रोडक्ट बनवतो त्याला सबस्टिट्यूट, म्हणजे बाहेरनं मागवायचा ना तो इथंच बनवायचा. That is meaning of substitute that we have to take here. Getting the objective of import substitution is to promote the domestic industry, employment generation, etc. What is the objective of import substitution? Again, obviously restricting the import. Restricting म्हणजे आपल्या इथं लोकांना वापरायला द्यायचं नाही का? It is not like that. Yes, you can import, but few components only. One sample. You can import few components. Here you can promote the domestic industries. आपल्याच लोकांना सांगा ना बनवायला. Right? It is quite possible, right? If you are importing from other country, they are also producing. Why we not? We have employees, we have machinery, we have technology. Then why we should not produce here? So this is a basic import substitution policy of government of India. जे आपल्या प्रोडक्टला इथं कॉम्पिटिशन करतात, आपल्या इथं बनवू शकतात ते प्रोडक्ट, पण इम्पोर्ट केल्यामुळे आपल्याकडे कॉम्पिटिशन होते, आपल्या प्रोडक्टला किमती कमी येतात. बरोबर, आपल्याकडे फार अट्रॅक्टिव्ह प्रोडक्ट, अट्रॅक्टिव्ह टेक्नॉलॉजी, गुड टेक्नॉलॉजी नसल्यामुळे आपले प्रोडक्ट चांगले नसतात, त्यांचे प्रोडक्ट चांगले असतात. मग लोक आपल्या इथं पैसा असणारे त्यांचेच प्रोडक्ट घेतात ना इम्पोर्ट केलेले, जास्त पैसा देऊन. मग आपल्या लोकांचं काय? That's why import substitution policy is made by government, right? Now, these two concepts I have explained. Now I want to explain the no longer producing the product, because one thing, he may have like production cost is larger. People are few features which are not good. Maybe these reasons are there. That's why original producer is not producing that particular product longer. Then who should produce? Nobody will produce if there is a inadequate document of the product. जुन्या काळामध्ये 20-30 वर्षापूर्वी बघितलं तर ऑटोकॅड नव्हतं, हाताने काढलेले ड्रॉइंग कुजून गेले कागद, बट प्रॉडक्ट इज स्टील देअर, फिजिकल प्रॉडक्ट. मग त्याचं ड्रॉइंग बनवायला पाहिजे, राईट? म्हणून पण some bad features of product need to be redesigned. Features means some product good and it should be redesigned. That's why reverse engineering is important, to update obsolete material with new one. आता खूप कॉस्टली झाले ते, right? So in that case it should be done with reverse engineering. Reverse engineering चे benefit काय? Cost saving for developing new. Is there? Definitely we are using recent technology, competitive advantages are there. Here reverse engineering can be applied everywhere. Manufacturing field gaya, medical field gaya, software gaya. So everywhere we can go for the reverse engineering. Getting? So now I have explained the concept of reverse engineering and import substitution to you people. Now you will answer one question, that what is the relation between reverse engineering and import substitution? If somebody can put the message to me, I can unmute that person and you are allowed to talk. Yes, anyone? Both terms are very well known to you. Reverse engineering also well known to you. Import substitution is a trade policy that you know. Now, what is the relation between these two? Any guess? Somebody can raise the hand, put message in chat box so that I can unmute and you can talk also, or you can put in chat box also. Very interesting content behind that. And this is an option available to you. especially engineers like you, those who want to become an entrepreneur in the future, this is one of the option available to you, where you can have your own product. You can develop your own product, especially those people who don't have any kind of idea to produce the product. For those, this is very interesting. But can somebody tell me what is the relation that you want to interpret here? I hope I am audible to you again. Is there any problem? I hope I am audible clearly. Somebody can answer on this. Obviously, at the end, if nobody will answer, as usual, I am going to answer for this question. And this is the main aim to discuss this bit. Yes, anybody? Friends, actually, import substitution is the trade policy, right? Where what is the government's opinion here? That we should restrict the imports. And which import we should restrict? Which is making competition with our domestic product, means our entrepreneur, those who are producing product here, to them, there is a competition due to import. Definitely we should restrict such import. Reason आपल्या एंटरप्रेनर इथं बनवतोय तरी आपण दुसऱ्या देशातून मागवतो. We have a very well known recent example, right? So we don't know trade policy what government has, but तुरीचं एक्झाम्पल आपण पाहिलं. आपल्या इथं भरपूर असताना सुद्धा दुसरीकडून मागवली गेली. आणि काय झालं त्याच्यामुळे इथं किंमत त्याची वाढली गेली, कमी गेली, वाढली नव्हे, राईट, कमी झाली, जे शेतकऱ्यांना मिळणार होते. So we are not interested in this political matter and issue, but it happens. तिकडचे तूर आले, तिकडचं मटेरियल आलं, म्हणजे सोयाबीन का तूर समथिंग प्रोडक्ट ऑल देर, आय डोंट रिमेंबर एक्झॅक्ट प्रोडक्ट, बट रिसेंट इश्यू आय हॅव रेड. So if you import, definitely our people are producing, and if we are importing from other country, we are making unnecessary competition. And obviously, foreign country, European country have very nice technology. They are developing product with the recent technology. Definitely, our entrepreneurs are not able to do due to cost, right? And our product is maybe costly, even though imported product is cheaper. Most of the time, it happens. So there is a specific relation between two. What we have to do? We have to import only one sample. Suppose there is one camera which we are importing. Okay, and it is having very nice features and all this, but our Indian cameras are not having good resolution and good quality, clarity like that. But our people are able to produce it. That person has to purchase one sample. He has to go for reverse engineering. He has to import that particular product, right, which is having good features. That person has to use the reverse engineering. Obviously, one product if you bring here, it is not costly for you, bringing one sample like that. You have to go for reverse engineering, and you have to again redesign that particular product with your creativity, your innovation, and you have to start producing that product here. Getting? So import substitution and reverse engineering, there is a very close relation. When we will implement import substitution policy of government, when we engineer will implement the reverse engineering effectively, then we can support the government's policy of import substitution. So this is the relation between these two, right? Okay, I am here with this conclusion, right? Like this chapter is concluded. Only 2 bits were remain, but due to IEC we have covered MCQs first, and these 2 bits I have kept at the end. Number 3. Up to this unit, we have completed 50% syllabus. Anything anybody want to ask? If no, by putting your roll number in chat box, we can stop here. Thank you very much.